Proper just can't be stopped! But we're good. Here we go, chat. Here we go. Actually this time. Knife hovering the Emre. Going to quartz on the Sojourn. Funny Astro is going out on the Juno. And obviously, Violent the Cat. We are seeing the Juno from Twisted Mind. This could be crazy. TVNT on the Diva. Sticking with the Symmetra, because obviously they love the Symmetra. Shu is, like, being threatened so much here. They're going to always try to rush down Shu. This could be really bad for Shu. They're going on to Knife. They find Knife, but they proper find Simple. That's a huge pick. But not out of mech. But it seems that Zeta just have the better picks. Very good strategy from Twisted Minds. Oh, hang on. Okay, Proper and Shu. Nice. Not over yet. They can touch with TP maybe. Okay, no, they don't. That was a very good play from Twisted. You've got that was a very good play from Twisted. It's just Zeta out-mechanics them. Which is what we're expecting to see for the rest of the series. Zeta's mechanics are on another level compared to Twisted Minds. Shu going for a cheeky anti onto Quartz. Simple will cleanse, but they still find Quartz. I actually know of Simple cleanse, so I just kind of presumed. UB does find Banar. UB might find one more here. TVNT onto Shu with 3v3 right now. But TVNT is still up. That's going to be huge for Twisted Mind. Wait, how does Quartz get Shu? We got 5 ultimates from Twisted Minds. We got 5 ultimates from both teams. This could be crazy. This is a big fight. This is maybe the most important fight for round here. TVNT gets forced out a bomb. But they go quick with the rush. They go quick. Knife gets caught. Nano Proper with a Matrix. The Matrix saves it. Nano Proper does not get any value. And Banar is out of mech. Violet had used the cat ult there as well. So only 2 ults to Zeta are left. But only 2 ults to Twisted. We got both DPS ults, but Quartz could go crazy with the overclock here. This is going to be a lot on Quartz's overclock. And see what he can find. Because Knife is not safe to go for his ult while Quartz is overclock. What the fuck is Violet doing? Violet just applying pressure on the backline here. Knife gets caught again. That is like the 3rd time Knife is being caught. Proper does find UB, but Quartz gets headshot. And then the final blow onto Proper. Violet does find a kill, but it shouldn't matter. And they're staggering Banar. Oh my god. Twisted Minds are playing amazing. Twisted Minds are more warmed up. They've played more recently. Zeta played earlier this morning. Zeta have had about, like, 4 or 5 hours since they last played. Quartz now switches onto the Xion. Yes. But I think he's better on the Sojourn. Knife does switch onto Sojourn, which I think is better for Knife as well. I think these are good switches for Zeta. No slide. Knife gets caught. TVNT fights 2, and that might be the round. That's the round. Twisted Minds finding the first round, running the Juno over the Lucio, because the Lucio is banned. And TVNT went so big that round. TVNT was finding first pick after first pick. Right, same comps. Quartz is back on the Sojourn. Proper on the Reaper. I really don't like that. Running the Reaper into Diva? No, I really don't like the Reaper from Proper. Even into the Sim as well. I'd much prefer to see like a Vendetta. And his ability to just kind of take over the round. I feel like forcing Shiofana would be more than just a moral victory, Matt. It would feel like the surrender of Zeta Division's idea. No value from Pro. Oh, they do. Violet does find UB. That's huge from Violet. Shu falling low. Bernard does find a kill, but gets demexed. Violet finds Funny Astro. Proper gets caught by TVNT. And Violet's dead. This is 3v3 right now, but Bernard is out of mech. And TVNT is contesting the point. What's that TP? From UB. Can they contest? Knife is contesting. I like this play from Knife. Shu finds Quartz! Shu is out DPSing the best hit scan in the world. And that's going to be it. Twisted back out. Zeta take that first fight. Despite this Reaper not looking great, they're making it work. Can Shu hit a big nade here? This nade is going to be in a lot here. And we're going to try TP onto... No, we already used TP actually. TP is on cooldown right now. Suzu is also on cooldown. They did use nade to force it. Rush comes out. Can Bernard find anything? Violet can't die here. A beautiful movement from Violet. Beautiful movement. You can't track that. Bernard finds Yubi. The Diva is killing both the DPS with a dive from Proper. Bernard. The Divas are making the difference this map. We are seeing kill after kill from TVNT in the first round, and then we're coming back with Bernard. Bernard just finding so much value. I mean, most of us thought TVNT would play well, but we thought it was more going to be the fight between the supports and the DPS, but it seems to be the tanks are making the difference here. Bernard with another pick onto Funny Astro, followed up by Violet onto Quartz, and that's the fight over already. 95% for Zeta. We should be going to the next map here. 1-1 to start off. Zeta did not even have to use ults there. They had 3 ults and coming up on a cat ult. Knife is coming out on a Bastion here. And Proper staying on a Reaper against a Diva. Don't know how I feel about that, but it worked last round. Cat Bastion's going to be very key here. Does Astro maybe switch to the Mizuki here to counter the Cat Bastion and try chain him out of the air? How's it going? It is fucking intense. Twisted is playing so well, and Zeta's playing just as good. Both rounds are being quite dominant from one team or the other. Especially the last round was 100-0 to Zeta. Quartz is on the Cassidy here. Obviously trying to counter this Cat Bastion. It really comes down to who finds the first pick, and it's Knife! Onto Yubi. Violet gets caught though. Violet does get caught. That could be big. Bernard isn't going to get punished as easily now. The Yubi's dead. Let's see if Bernard can find some value, but it looks like Twisted are just waiting for Yubi to come back. Which is going to allow Knife to get back into a fight as well. Or Violet, sorry. Violet to get back into a fight. He's on the cat. He's going to be back fast. Shu falling very low here. Nade onto Yubi. Forces a Suzu, but it seems to be that Twisted Minds are finding the kills here. Quartz does get caught, but it's going to be Bernard and Meg, and Twisted Minds are going to flip a point here. I mean, we're looking at 5 ultimates from both teams in this next fight. This is going to be a massive fight for both teams. I think it comes a lot down to whether they find value from a nano, or whether it's going to be like Proper's nano earlier this game. Can they find value? Imagine it goes on to Knife here. It goes on to Bernard. Does Bernard find value? The sim wall is huge to stop the nano Diva. Bernard falling low. He does have the bomb to keep him alive. But Violet finds a kill onto Simple with a follow-up from Knife, and he gets Yubi off the map. That was a beautiful cat ult from Violet. And it's just a sweep from Zeta, using 3 ultimates and getting 2 from Twisted Minds. So it's not awful for Twisted Minds. They did only use 2 ultimates, and they still have the bomb. So if Proper tries to get the Diva out of mech, and then all he can't, because Diva is gonna get that mech back straight away. TPing straight to the point from Zeta. Funny Astro comes out of the Juno wall, but Yubi gets found. And Proper, with the ult, finds so much value. And despite using 2 ultimate... No, I only used 1 ultimate, actually. Just a mind, I only used the Juno ultimate. But... just the proactive nature of Zeta just wins him the fight. Funny Astro makes a switch over to Cat. I do like this for Twisted Minds. But the The proactive plays from Zeta, just finding all 5 kills straight away. TVNT falls off a map to make sure he's not staggering. But it might not even matter. Quartz switches over to the Shion to try and get back to the point fast. But this does mean they could not counter Knife now. Knife comes out with the ultimate. Violet has a cowl, but Violet dies! TVNT still has the bomb, so he can get aggressive here. He's gonna find the kill onto shoot, but Bernard finds Funny Astro. TVNT out of mech, but he has the bomb. Proper is really low, but Knife and Bernard is making the difference this map. And we will find Bernard finding the kills to make the map. We were all coming into this map talking about TVNT and how he can make the difference for Zeta. But Bernard is just finding pick after pick after pick. And that is the first map going to Zeta. Zeta on defense. They're opening with Orisa. Orisa Anna from Shu, despite knowing the Twisted Minds are going to run the Kiriko, banning the Mizuki to protect this Kiriko ban. But how are they going to fare without the Reinhardt? They do rely on the Reinhardt this map. We're seeing firstly a Funny Astro over on the Lucio. Now it's not banned, and it won't be banned for the rest of the series. Obviously Violet on the cat, as we expected, the best cat in the world. Bernard already falling low here. That's going to be a problem for Shu, keeping Bernard alive. How is Shu going to manage to keep Bernard alive against this ridiculous amount of damage being output from Twisted Minds? Bernard can't even deflect because of the sim. Huge anti by Shu. Doesn't force for Suzu. I don't think Simple used for Suzu there. But Knife finds a kill onto Yubi, which is a huge pick. Bernard cannot go down here. It's a little scary for Bernard. But they should be able to win this fight without losing a single player. I say that as Shu goes down. Shu going down is going to be very important here. Violet needs to go back to spawn and make sure he can taxi Shu back. Twisted Minds are going to try going really quick here. As you can see, they know Shu's dead and he's going to be late back. And Zeta seems to be giving up his space. We have got ultimates coming in from Zeta Division. I want us to be looking at the Catnap as well as the Orisa ult. This could be a huge combo. If Violet can get a huge knockdown, it seems to be that they're just letting... Zeta are letting Twisted Minds just get so much point presence, and Violet dies while going for a flank here. Bit of a questionable play from Violet. We're going to see Shu going down. That's going to be first point. They even commit the Nano and the Orisa ult. That's really bad for Zeta. Twisted Minds are only used to rush, and we all instantly see Shu go over to the Kiriko. I think it's a good recognition from Zeta, and they switch to Mauga. I mean, Mauga is good against the Symmetra. Saber Diva is good against the Mauga, so I don't know. And we're seeing proper over on the Tracer. Violet here's a huge cat map onto TVNT, and TVNT gets caught early. 4 ultimates coming back from Twisted Minds, so they have a close spawn. So at this point, you just back out, wait for TVNT to come back, and you've got the catnap out of Violet. We've only got Knife with the ultimate. But if he can time this right, to maybe ulting when the Diva's out of mech using her bomb. But the Sim Wall is early. The Sim Wall is going to be a huge difference maker, but Proper gets headshot by Quartz at the start of the fight. And a couple trades, but it seems like it is just going to be Twisted Minds coming out on top. Yeah, still 4 ultimates from Twisted Minds. They only wasted the Sim Wall. Well, not even wasted. Yeah, Knife over on Sojourn. Sojourn like the strongest DPS right now. Everyone playing her. She's not the strongest DPS. It's just Knife and Quartz are that good. Like, they are both known for their Sojourns. They're both really good Sojourns. As you can see by Quartz getting kill after kill. Proper does find simple, but it shouldn't even matter. All they need is to rush and the overclock from Quartz, and they're winning that fight. But yes, Quartz is the best Sojourn in the world. I'd argue followed by Knife. You go into this next map, and Zeta's still not looking like they have loads of ultimates. Knife looks like he's gonna go down early, and he does. Violet with the catnap doesn't find anything, and Quartz is just getting so many kills. Violet does find the kill into UP, But his Quartz getting kill after kill after kill after kill. He picks up 4 with TVNT with a cleanup, eating Proper's pulse bomb. By the way, Proper commits a pulse bomb. I imagine we see Proper switch to Tracer here. Vendetta from Proper. And I'd say I'd put the my top 3 for the tournament would be Sojourn, Symmetra, Bastion. Honestly, Bernard using a cage. Violet on the brig. I mean, it does counter the dive coming from Twisted, but I've just not liked the brig this tournament. Proper is pulling out the Vendetta, which counters the Symmetra, so it is a good pick. Proper is not known for his Vendetta, but Proper is the best DPS player in the world, so you can't doubt him. Both overclocks coming out. Let's see if we can find any trades here. Violet getting this rally up is going to be key. TVNT has been holding onto this Diva Bomb since the first point, by the way. Huge beat from Astro, saving TVNT. Is Quartz finding any kills here? Doesn't seem so. Violet finds UB, but Quartz! And TVNT, the first pick onto Knife is huge there. Proper does find Simple. There's trades all around. Proper fighting too. This fight is so close, could go either way still, but remember, Twisted Minds do have a spawn advantage, which seems Zeta recognized they have a spawn advantage and are backing out here. Guess they haven't needed to use bomb, I guess. Oh, Proper gets staggered. That was a bit of an interesting play from Proper. TVNT still with the bomb coming into this final fight. Bernard finding an early pick onto Yubi, that's going to be huge. Because now the spawn advantage is flipping to Zeta. But even so, Bernard and Violet are both going down here. TVNT is still holding onto this bomb and they're building ultimates. Can Zeta even get a touch here? It seems to be Zeta might be able to touch. They've got a few ultimates coming up if they can just solve a point. But Bernard's already falling low. Susu lose early by Shu. Can Shu stay alive to get the rush off? Out of mech by TVNT, but as I said, key thing, he's been holding onto this bomb. Knife goes over to the Venture. TVNT goes down, and looks like Zeta will be able to hold on to this point here, despite Twisted looking so good. The Sojourn is amazing on this map. The Symmetra is amazing on this map. You'd have to favour Twisted Minds in this matchup. Bernard has the cage here. This is going to be huge. Can they keep him alive, though? He falls low. And Shu isn't able to keep him alive. Quartz finds a headshot onto Violet before he can get Rally off. And Twisted Minds are going to be able to cap with time. We look like Knife going for a pick on Hanzo. Doesn't find anything. Violet going back to a brig, which just... it does counter the dive, but playing against the Symmetra and the Sojourn, you're going to struggle on the brig. Proper going on the Venture. Seems like they're going back to spawn. Zeta definitely a bit lost here. Not deciding which heroes to go. And Bernard goes onto the Zarya. Proper stays on the Venture. A very, very, very unconventional cop from Zeta. I'm surprised we're seeing Brig over Lucio here if we're playing the Zarya. This is not... I don't think we've seen this comp in the entire tournament by any team. So this is a very unconventional comp. Proper is known to be a very good Venture, but can he find value into this Symmetra and Diva? Funny Astro does fall low, but Knife gets picked straight away. Knife trying to match Quartz on his Sojourn. Doesn't find anything. TVNT falling really low here. Gets D-Megs, but Quartz, another kill onto Proper. Zeta needs to play slow here. They have spawn advantage. Wait for their team to come back. Can they find that kill? They find TVNT. Violet does get picked, which is really bad. But honestly, I want to see Violet go into the Lucio here. I want to see. I don't care. We've almost got Rally. I want to see Violet go over to the Lucio. But he stays Brig. He makes the decision to stay Brig. We've got 5 ultimates coming up from both teams here. Significantly, Simple is going to have the rush early. So Twisted can take the engage early. Rush comes out from both teams. Don't think Twisted expected Simple to have a rush online as quick. Sojourn's trade. Knife found, but Yubi also dead. Can Proper contest the high ground here. He's falling low. Quartz also falling low. Shu finds the kill onto Quartz. Proper falling low, no cooldowns. Proper will get killed here. TVNT out of mech. They find Funny Astro, and this should be the point going to Zeta. I think we are all going to be really curious as to how this Venture ult pays out for Zeta. I think it is going to be really effective against the Sim Wall. But we're going to see the Overclock forces the Sim Wall from UB. Proper finds an early pick though, and we're going to see a late ultimate from Proper. Maybe he might not even need it. They find both DPS. It is a 3v5 right now for Twisted Minds, and I imagine they don't use any more ults here. They just try to end the fight quickly. Violet does go down, but he's going to be returning very quickly. TVNT seems to like to hold on to his bombs quite a while, so I imagine it might not even be a big deal in this fight unless Zeta are focusing him. Proper falling really low there with his ult. Does survive. Can he get out alive? He's still very low. Shu falling even lower. Coming out of a rush from both teams. Bomb gets forced from TVNT. Doesn't find anyone. UB falling low. UB down to Proper early. Proper is making this unconventional Venture pick work really well. Can Bernard get a huge grab here? He grabs the D.Va. The D.Va does not turn in time, and that is a huge grab from Bernard. Funny Astro with no beat to counter it. And Zeta get a checkpoint, but they have used quite a few ults that fight. We've only got the knife. Overclock coming into this next fight. But same with Twisted Minds, only the Quartz Overclock. Funny Astro is coming up on his beat, and we see TNT switch over to the Ramatra.
Interesting call here at this point.
Very interesting. But Zarya does counter the D.Va, so I think it is a good call. Overclock coming out from both teams, and we see Proper on the Pharah after getting so much value. After getting so much value on a Venture, I imagine he doesn't stay. He is staying. He's staying on the Pharah on the inside point. Because there is a ceiling on this map. Not just a skill ceiling for Proper, but an actual ceiling on the map. This is going to be interesting to see what value he can find here. We're seeing Violet stay on the brig. I'm guessing he's thinking he's got close to rally, but an early pick onto Yubi by Banal. That's huge. The rush does come out from Simple, and of course is finding Proper. This power pick is not looking good from Proper. Bernard finding another. Bernard is really making the difference in this match, finding kill after kill. And Zeta take that fight. Proper switches over to Vendetta, which I think we much prefer. Violet has got this rally. I imagine he will switch after you rally, after TVNT has switched over D.Va. Ramatra falling low already. There's going to be a lot of ults this fight. We've got 3 ultimates coming from Twisted Minds. Should be Twisted Minds fight to lose. We have got a huge grab coming out here. Finds Ramatra in the ult for beats. It's not going to find, the grab is not going to find any value. It does force a beat. Proper finds one, but Violet going down. Twisted Minds with spawn advantage. It looks like Twisted Minds are going to be cleaning up this fight. Only 1:45 on the clock here for Zeta. They do not need to get any time. We actually Bernard, he hopping from Malga and then going over to the Ramatra here, matching TVNT, which might struggle against the Symmetra, but we also see Violet keeping the brig, wanting to keep this brawl style, but as I said, I think Lucio is just a better pick from Violet here, but we will see. They're obviously the pro players, and I'm just the analyst. We've got big ultimates in Overclock, Beat, and Kiriko. Coming out from Twisted Minds. Rush match from both teams, but Knife gets picked early and Shu gets picked early. They only force the rush from Twisted Minds. You've got both DPS ults. You're coming up on Ramatra ult. It's going to be very key for Zeta here. Can the DPS find value? But you've got 4 ultimates from Twisted Minds. This is going to be a very hard fight to take for Zeta. They're only lacking the rush. But if Violet can get this rally online, that might be a key difference in this matchup. We're going to want to see Funny Astro is going to want to hold on to this beat for as late as possible to match this rally. Knife coming up with an early overclock, managed by Yubi's wall. Simple falling a bit low, but he's fine. Vendetta roll from Proper. Gonna wait for the wall to go down. We're in overtime now. Bernard building up his ultimates. Same with Violet. But ultimates coming out from Twisted Minds. 3 ultimates. Overclock, Ramatra, and Beat. And it seems to be Twisted Minds are just gonna clean up this map. Despite Zeta being predicted to get the early maps in the series, Twisted bounced back and even up the series in a 1-1. But Violet does switch to Cat, but we're still going to see the Sigma from Bernard. Proper over on the Shion. Quartz over on the Bastion as opposed to the Sojourn with Knife on the Sojourn. That's interesting. Twisted Mind's playing the Bastion without the Cat here. Very much sticking to their signature rush style. It's just going to be poke for a start here. We're going to get a bit of a stalemate. We often do on Colosseo. It depends what TPs UB can find. It's going to be a lot down to where UB can find his TPs. Can he find an easy kill onto Shu? Can Shu manage his cooldowns perfectly? We'll see. It looks like Zeta's letting Twisted Minds get some early point control here. Immortality gone already. Probably destroys it with a bike. And Quartz goes down early to Proper. Looks like this fight is just going to go to Zeta. Amazing sleep from Shu. I'm surprised that doesn't wake him up from Knife. The pin does come out onto Bernard, but this fight should just go for wave Zeta. Funny Astro does prime Proper. That could be a key pick. I imagine Violet isn't going back to Taxium. And Proper switches over to the Farah instantly, despite Quartz going over to the Cassidy here. So it's going to be Cassidy from Quartz with Proper on the Farah. Proper hasn't seen much success on Farah yet this tournament. We're going to see 4 ultimates from Zeta coming out. And 3 ultimate. Well, yeah. Two support ultimates from Twisted, building up a Reinhardt and the Symmetra roll. Early window from Simple. Doesn't find much value. It finds a bit of space, pushing Zeta back. But other than that, we're not finding much value. TVNT tries to go on to, I presume that's a predict fire strike onto the Cat. Violet finds the Sim, doesn't get hit, and Shu follows up that kill. Nano from Shu here, Proper falling really low, and Bernard is actually dead early. And it looks like Twisted Minds is going to be able to walk forward a bit more here, finding the kill onto Violet, and Bernard instantly switching onto the Orisa. But the Nano comes out onto Knife. Knife finds 2, solo shatter onto Knife just to deny that Nano overclock. So it doesn't find more value. But I think Zeta have done enough to push Twisted Minds back here. Bernard switching over to the Orisa, as I mentioned, to try and match this brawl style from Twisted Minds. Proper's still sticking with his Farah. Coming up on the ult is going to be a lot down to Proper's ultimate here. But obviously Yubi's wall is going to be very key in countering it. Can we see a TP Deadeye coming out as the casters mentioned? Sim wall early. Not ready for Proper's barrage here. Huge kill onto Bernard. Bernard way out of position. I don't know how they caught him like that. Seems they just wrapped him from all angles. Violet might get caught here if he's not careful. He doesn't. Proper might get caught out here. Just managed to survive, it seems. Little close. But Knife finds an early pick onto Simple. Only Lucio heals and they don't have the beat. That might just be an instant back out for Twisted Minds here. As they try to TP out and Proper finds Quartz. And these fights just seem to be going back to back to back. With the early Nano barrage finding Yubi and the Immortality Field. Someone from Zeta was falling low there. In fact, Bernard getting demeched. They do find TVNT, but Zeta can't die here. They've not got the spawn advantage. They do find Funny Astro. It's going to be very key in, I was going to say Bernard finding his remake, but Bernard goes down. Bernard goes down. Proper with a kill onto Quartz here. Going to be very key. But Zeta gotta back out now Bernard's dead. They have taken the lead by about 30 meters, which is very key here. And Twisted with a spawn advantage are going to be walking forward. We've got 3 ults coming up from Twisted Minds. compared to Knife with the overclock. Bernard coming up on the bomb. Can Knife find value with his overclock? He uses it early. The early beat from Astro to counter it. Shu gets picked. Shu gets picked by the window. Knife almost gets picked by Quartz. Zeta with the spawn advantage here, but it's gonna be Twisted Minds picking up loads of kills. But Violet and Bernard do find both supports on Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds might be able to find the lead here. However, we are seeing ultimates coming out from both teams. 3 ultimates on Twisted Minds. Proper decides to switch over to the Xion, which I do prefer to a Farah. They've switched Diva and Cassidy. I think Farah is just, you know, gonna struggle against these counters. Got both support ultimates and the Diva ultimate from Zeta here. TP High Noon, can it find value? It almost finds Knife, doesn't quite. Violet goes down early with the catnap. Knife falling low and Shu dying. No supports for Zeta, and Twisted Minds are gonna take the lead here. UB finding a lot of picks. Does Bernard stagger? Bernard staggering a bit. Bernard is staggering a bit. They do find a stagger onto Bernard. Lead taken from Twisted Minds. They even find the checkpoint, but the Baptiste catnap early catches Twisted Minds off guard. Now they've only got the Lucio heals and they're not really close to beat. They're not going to have beaten time here, and they're just going to have to back out. But very importantly, Twisted take the lead here. On Zeta's map pick. Only 3 minutes left with Twisted in the lead. 4 ultimates. Maybe even 5 if Quartz can come up with this. From Twisted's Minds. But 4 ultimates coming up from Zeta. They find a Nano. Quartz finds Knife. But 2 from Twisted's Minds. But 3 from Zeta. And Zeta take the fight. Bernard is dead. With Twisted Minds with spawn advantage. Bernard going down early is going to be key. Can Violet taxi him quickly? Looks like Zeta's just going to kite this. Or Zeta still have 3 ultimates on the board. And we're looking at both DPS ultimates from Zeta. With Violet possibly building up a catnap, but not yet. Violet's going to go down early. Just out in the open. When Quartz is high nooning. And that fight is just instantly going to go the way of Twisted Minds. They use Sound Barrier and both DPS ults, which could actually be really key. They used 3 ultimates and they traded it for only a... in fact, nothing from Zeta. Zeta didn't use anything. So, maybe a misplay by Twisted Minds using 3 ultimates there. And coming back, Zeta's just going to have the ult advantage. CVNT has got to go huge with his bomb here. Just doesn't need to get kills, just need to make some space to push these DPS back from using both our ultimates. Knife with the overclock. Let's see if he can find value here. He does find UB. CVNT can't matrix it. Simple finds Violet. Could be important here. Any pick is important on this map. But it seems to be Zeta take the fight. Simple almost finds a kill there. That could have been important, but dies. Now, 3 ultimates coming back from Zeta. You've got the window, you've got the high noon, you've got the bomb, the Diva bomb coming out from Twisted. You could see Quartz go for a TP high noon here. Violet getting very aggressive to start with, but proper following up with the ultimate, finding 2 with a nano Xion ult, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It looks like Zeta is going to take the lead here. There is only 1 minute left. You've got 3 ultimates coming over from Twisted Minds, but an early engagement from Zeta. I've talked about Zeta taking these proactive fights when they know they have the ult disadvantage. That is one thing Zeta is brilliant at doing, and they seem to do it again. They have an ult disadvantage. They do end up using the bomb, but Bernard even finding some staggered picks. Twisted don't find any ultimates, but it's just Zeta taking a greater lead here, maybe buying themselves 2 more fights here. Simple decides to switch over to the Moira after finding a lot of success onto Rainbow in the last match. Shu goes down early looking for a flank. That could be a very important pick. Simple doesn't have fade, and it's just out of nowhere Zeta find 3 despite having the spawn disadvantage and the ult disadvantage by shit ton. Twisted have 2 DPS ults they don't even get to use, and that proactive fights from Zeta. Just winning the map, and we're going to be 2-1 up, taking an early lead into this series. Kat, Shion, Anna for Zeta Division coming out here. With the, you know, Twisted Mind's pretty standard comp. I'm surprised Zeta have opted for a Sigma here. Sigma is going to get run over quite easily with this rush comp coming out from Zeta, especially with Symmetra. Symmetra seems to be pretty decent against Sigma. Violet is getting very aggressive, falls low, but Knife finds an early pick onto UB. Knife finds a really early pick onto UB. And it looks like, just like that, Twisted Minds are just taking the fight loss and backing out straight away. That's an early cap for Zeta, but it's going to be a quick reset for Twisted. Obviously wanting to take this fight straight away and not give Zeta any unnecessary ult charge. Funny Astro already quite away on this B. In fact, all supporters quite away on their ults here. Keep in mind, the rushes could be very important here. Or just any of the support ults could be very important here. And it seems to be Twisted just get the flip onto the point. Traitor be the team. Simple going down is really big. Only Lucio heals for Twisted Minds, and everyone falling really low. Has Funny Astro used the amp? I don't know. TVNT out of mech. Knife is having a bit of a heat of this game. And Shu finds another kill. Now, the flip for Twisted is very important here. Coming into this fight, we've got 3 ultimates from Zeta with an early overclock, really early overclock, which perfect kite teleporter from UB. Violet trying to carry Knife to find some extra value from that overclock, but very well coordinated TP from Twisted Minds to kite that overclock. We've got a beat coming out from Funny Astro with both support ults on either team. But now coming up on the Flux, and Quartz coming up on the overclock. They go on a TP to Shu. They find Shu very early. Violet just keeping Quartz out of the fight. Trades from either team onto the DPS line here. Bernard is falling low. I think I imagine we see Twisted Minds take this fight. Knife does find one. Bro, I was doing so well until that stutter. 99 for Zeta. Thing is, either team only needs to win one fight, really, to capture this point. So, you've got 3 ultimates from Zeta, you've got Nano, Flux, and the Rush on Proper, compared to 4 ultimates on Twisted Minds, only missing the Rush on Simple. Let's see who takes the first engage here. Obviously, we know Zeta like to get very proactive. Violet looking for an early pick here, but gets caught by Quartz. Beautiful overclock. They do use the beat to counter the Flux. Flux comes out. Beat to counter it. TP from UV and Wall comes out. Despite them being a player up, they still decide to commit Wall to this fight, and that's just going to be Twisted Minds taking the first point. Twisted Minds committed a lot to that fight. For some reason, we're seeing the colours switch. That just confused me. The colours just switched. Anyway. Yeah, Twisted Minds committed a lot. They used beat, they used overclock, and they used sim wall. But, I mean, look at Funny Astro. Already 50% to beat again. Violet needs to make sure he doesn't die here. It was a bit close. Bernard goes over to the Doomfist. This is a look we are not used to seeing from Zeta Division. Let's see what he can do. And it seems to be they just use both DPS ults and they're taking the fight early. We are seeing in the Overwatch Championship Series, the mid-season finals, the mid-season grand finals, we are seeing a Doomfist from Zeta Division, the favourites to win the tournament. They're playing this Doomfist to obviously try counter this D.Va, but Violet gets picked early by Quartz. That's a really bad play from Violet. Knife does match it on a pick onto UV. But it looks like Violet... oh, Knife might go down here. Yeah, Knife goes down here. 3v4. Violet's going to be back. Coming back with both support ults from either team. And a tank ult from either team is going to be pretty much matched. You see if Bernard can find any value from the Doomfist here. He's getting peppered down. Especially with Funny Astro using beats. So Bernard's not even finding any value really with this dive. Bernard falls low. Finds a punch of the course. But it looks like Bernard's going to go down. And Proper does. That's going to be Twisted Minds finding this first fight. First fight for him on the second point. Very interesting. Because, I mean, if you think about it, Twisted have quite a diveable support line. Like, Lucio is quite vulnerable to Tracer. And Doomfist, really. You have got Suzu to defend him from Simple. Violet's trying to find an angle behind her. Push from Proper. Knife does find a kill onto Quartz. There's going to be 3 ultimates coming here from Twisted. But now with the Doomfist ult, finds Funny Astro. And despite Twisted Mind seeming to have the ult advantage coming to this fight. Hang on, it's not over. Knife just go down. Bernard goes down. Can TVNT find any more value here? It's going to be 1-5 for either team, but it looks like Twisted Minds are just going to be able to stall this point. Zeta with the spawn advantage. Shoo! Going down to Quartz with the overclock. And with the staggers from Zeta Division, it actually looks like they're not even going to get another fight of this. Twisted Minds are going to go up on the map 2-0. Bernard, not seeming to find much value on Doomfist. He did find an early pick onto Funny Astro there, but goes down afterwards. Goes down pretty early. What is Zeta meant to do? They're always going to be at an ult disadvantage. But I say that, Zeta are coming into this fight with 4 ultimates. It's just Bernard's ultimate going to be missing. Let's see what Proper can find of his Pulse Bomb, or if TVNT is going to be able to peel it. Violet playing very aggressive. See if he can find an early pick onto Yubi, and he does. Simple also going down. And that's going to be a very easy fight, seemingly, from Zeta Division. They only use the Pulse Bomb and a Catnap, and Bernard gets a lot of ult percentage there. Twisted Minds didn't use a single ult there, though. Zeta win the fight. At what cost? You've got 5 ultimates coming back from Twisted Minds. Bernard can get aggressive here. He has his ult. Violet with an early pick onto Funny Astro. That could be quite key going into the rest of the series. And that's going to be Twisted Minds still not using any ultimates. And we only see the Nano come out from Shu. So Zeta cycling their ultimates quite well as well. But Twisted Minds still have 5 big ultimates coming into this fight. We see Beat come out from Funny Astro. A lot of point pressure from Twisted Minds here, especially with the wall. Zeta decide just to let them have the point here. Only using the wall and getting the flip. There wasn't even a kill that happened that fight. And they got the flip. Doofus ult coming out from Bernard. Knife finds an early pick onto Funny Astro. Can they follow this up? Possibly a kill onto Yubi. Yubi going through his teleporter perfectly. Bernard went down to 13 HP but survives. This is a huge fight for both teams. Proper gets a double with a Pulse Bomb. Proper is when Zeta need it most. He gets a double with a Pulse Bomb. We call Proper the best DPS in the world for a reason. And possibly won them the fight. Stick knows the Yubi is juggling this TP and sticks for TP. And we say this, Proper, it's not his mechanics to shine. Even though his mechanics are amazing, it's always his game sense and how he sees the game. Twisted Minds can't even touch with the Catnap coming out from Violet. And that's going to be the Zeta's first point into this fourth map. I'm making a few slip-ups this map, I can't lie, I think I'm a bit tired. We're going to see only the Nano and the Overclock coming out from Zeta. Now, do they choose to Nano the Overclock here? Because Nano Overclock is obviously a very good ultimate, but you've got Matrix on the other side to counter it. Just really early fight from Zeta, and they're just fighting so many early picks. Knife getting the better of Quartz, really putting Knife into this conversation of best hit scan in the world. There is always talk about Quartz, but to be honest, Knife is a bit slept on, and Quartz even switches over to the Cassidy because he just seemingly can't keep up with Knife here. Proper with a Pulse Bomb already. Let's see if he can find any value here. We're seeing a Nano onto the Doomfist and made perfectly timed cleanse from Simple. The Pulse Bomb does get eaten, but again, an early pick onto Funny Astro. We're finding Funny Astro go down first. A lot of fights here. He is building up a beat, and again, we are seeing 3 or 4 ultimates from Twisted Minds here. They need to make the most of this. Zeta, I've talked about how proactive they are. They're going in with an early overclock here. Can they find any early kills? The perfect TP Good nade, but they force beat and cleanse. Beat and cleanse is out. This is still winnable for Zeta. Zeta have no supports. Do they choose to contest this? I doubt they will, but Bernard seems to be a die-on-point situation. But they commit the Doom Pistol. Can they find any kills? No, they can't. That's going to be the point flipping, and Zeta losing that fight. Now, Shu did very well to force both Beat and Suzu there. But it seems to be Violet getting picked while he has to catnap. And we're only coming in with a cat ult from Zeta in this next fight. With a huge 4 ultimates from Twisted Minds. Zeta need to make this fight quick. They need to force ultimates. They need to just try and get 2 fights in before they lose this point. Let's see how Twisted choose to use their ults, because they have had quite a few ult advantages and chosen not to use them very well. Shu gets dropped in the middle of the backline while Violet tries to get Quartz off the map. He doesn't even manage that. Violet chooses to just go for a quick reset. And if Bernard staggers, which he might not, he does, it looks like Zeta can't even touch a point. And that might be Twisted Minds evening up the series 2-2. Proper is going to have the touch on the Tracer. It all depends. This Doomfist is going to be very quick getting back, but Twisted Minds have 3 ultimates here. There are no ultimates for Zeta Division. Maybe a late nano in this fight. But it's going to be a lot down to the ultimate uses of Twisted Minds. Bernard does get the touch. He might die to Quartz here. Uses the block. Barely touched from Zeta. Violet does find a kill, but it looks like Twisted Minds is going to be evening up the series. Are going to be taking us 2-2. We said this series would go the distance. And we are currently evened up 2-2 from Twisted Minds. Goes onto the Tracer. He doesn't know they're running a Torb, so he might... They might see the Torb and he switches to... Yes, he does. He's going back to spawn to switch to Tracer. Sees the Torb and is like... Hell no. Goes onto the Shion instead, which is a lot better against the Torb. And Violet on this Mizuki just to try and poke out the turret. Never mind. We were seeing everyone go back to spawn. And we're committing to a Cat Bastion. I think it's a very good play from Zeta. Twisted, the only hit scan they've really got is Simple. And they've got TVNT on the Diva. But they can't really find much way to... They can't find many ways to counter this Cat Bastion. TVNT already falling low. With Knife falling really low as well. Violet just killing the util. Knife goes down early. That's very important. Knife is a key part of Zeta's comp. Shu does find Simple somehow. Remember, Zeta have the spawn advantage here. Seems like we're just going to a stalemate here. Zeta's already getting quite close to some ults, like Catnap and Bomb, and Nano. Twisted also coming up on Bomb and Petuno ult, as well as maybe being able to get the Overclock online soon. But Bernard somehow finds Yubi in the midst of all that. Quartz falling low, and the kills are just gonna go the way of Zeta. That's gonna be Zeta taking a first point. Very well played by Zeta. We love to see they didn't even have to use any ultimates. They're coming into this next fight with 5 ultimates. We're already seeing Yubi swap off a Torb onto the Tracer. Very smart decision from Yubi. The Torb isn't gonna work against a Bastion, a Shion, an Ana. Gonna struggle. Now it's going to be 4 ultimates versus 5 here. The early pick does go on to Knife though. Simple also goes down, but Shu falling really low and Shu gets caught. Funny Astro possibly going down here. Violet gets Yubi off the map. Wow. Violet somehow finds Yubi, but not committing the bomb. But it looks like this fight is going the way of Zeta. Both teams going to be back in this fight at relatively the same time. Twisted Minds, still got 3 ultimates coming here. Zeta using 4 ultimates that last fight. Well, I think Knife actually switched to the Sojourn without even using his ultimate on Bastion. Funny Astro, another getting picked early. Another early pick from Shu. trades from both teams. It looks like Banar's out of mech. It looks like this is going to go the way of Twisted. Shu is just finding more picks for his DPS. I mean, what can you do against this guy? Like, you see any other Ana playing in OWCS? And obviously, we've got some really good Anas. But Shu is just in a league of his own. We're seeing Knife go back onto Bastion here. Playing a bit of Mystery Heroes. Proper going on to the Tracer. Shu with another first pick onto UB. With a Knife with a follow-up. A Knife with 2 follow-ups. Shu is playing an amazing map. This guy does not shake. This guy does not get nervous. I don't mind that from Zeta, you know, tanking a couple seconds on the cart to get a bit of a stagger onto TVNT. Can Banar Matrix his pulse bomb? No, he can't. Doesn't connect with anything. Bomb coming out of TVNT, but Zeta just getting the best of them in every fight. Knife is going crazy. Knife on this Bastion is going crazy. And honestly, throughout the series, we've seen Knife just finding the better of Quartz. Knife just seems to be getting the better opportunities. I don't know if it's team play. I don't know if he's being set up more. But Quartz is just not finding the same value. And Shu on the Ana. Nano comes out into Banar. Yubi on the main now. So can shoot through the Matrix. Violet tries to find a cat up but goes down early. But it doesn't matter. Banar does get D-Mex. Uses the bomb. Amazing wall from Yubi to survive that bomb. It's just Yubi and Funny Astro. Zeta probably being able to find staggers here. And come into this next fight, we've now got Violet going into a Mizuki rather than a cat. Recognizing the map is inside now. You can't fly around a Bastion as easily. And we're going to see Pulse Bomb. It's going to be significant here from Proper. Knife also pulling out the Bastion. Simple finds a very early pick onto Proper. And that could just be the fight already. With Twisted Minds having a very early spawn. Banar going down. No ultimates coming out from Twisted Minds. So we're gonna have 4 ultimates from Twisted Minds and building the Diva Bomb. Coming to Zeta with only the Pulse Bomb and building the Nano. Bernard decides to make the switch onto the Orisa. Interesting. And Knife also goes onto the Sojourn. Recognizing again this is an inside map. The third point in Route 66. A lot more brawlers. You want to see more brawl comps, more poke even, which I guess is what Zeta are running with the Orisa and the Mizuki. You're looking at more a poke style comp compared to Twisted Minds sticking with their rush comp. Obviously the Symmetra band here. It's going to be very interesting with Twisted Minds with 5 ultimates here, which Zeta are going to want to just try see if they can force some ultimates and have a quick reset here. Only a minute 15 left on the clock. Early beat from Astro. Knife going down early. Proper does find value with the Nano. Proper just can't be stopped. This guy, if Zeta are going to take this series, it is going to be because of this man and this man alone. It seems to be TVNT also biting back. And Twisted Minds take the fight with the early spawn. TVNT dying early. I'm back. How's it going? This is the best game we've had of a tournament. Both teams are playing the best Overwatch I've seen in years. This is up there for one of the best grand finals of all time. We've got loads of ults coming out. Rush from Simple. Mizuki ult from Violet. TVNT falling a bit low, but manages to kite is going to let Zeta get point progression here. Final fight for both teams here. Let's see if Zeta can get the full cap. Obviously, full cap very, very hard on Route 66. But now with the ult, doesn't find anything. Knife with the overclock. D-Mex, TVNT, and the rest of Zeta are just with the follow-up. We're seeing 4 different players get 4 different kills. It's just all of Zeta as a team. They are just getting kill after kill after kill after kill. We're seeing Domina versus Zarya. So far in the grand finals, we have seen Domina, we've seen Zarya, we've seen Doomfist, we've seen Reinhardt. We're seeing every tank on the board. Benar seeming to wanting to hold close with this Domina. Very interesting. We don't often see Domina on Route 66. The idea being that he can poke Twisted Minds out of spawn. Twisted Minds going back onto this Diva. Very, very good pick from Twisted Minds. Zarya would struggle into this. UB on the Tracer again. Knife on the Emre. Probably going to find value out of his Cat Emre comp. UB falling low. Bernard does get booped down. That could be very bad for Bernard. Violet picks him back up. Holding this high ground. And no point pressure really from Twisted Minds. Proper's doing a very good job to contest this, but Violet goes down. TVNT on the back line. Falls low. But it should be fine. They get the kills. Zeta's gonna have to back out, reset here. These staggers could be huge from Twisted Minds. Benar commits the Domina role, suggesting to me that he's gonna switch here. I imagine you don't play Domina after the close hold. Probably gonna switch back onto the Diva here. He does. Got 4 ultimates coming out from Zeta compared to 5 from Twisted Minds. This is gonna be a big fight. It'll be a very big fight to determine. Are Zeta going to take a lead in the series again for the 3rd time? Or are Twisted going to finally win on Zeta's map pick? Early overclock from Quartz coming out. 1 of 5 ultimates they have available to them. Shu, Nano's Benar. Can Benar find value with this Nano against Astro's beat? He's going on to Simple, but Proper with the Pulse Bomb onto Quartz. Simple does find Proper. And Benar finding Simple. It's just trades across the board. And it looks like Twisted Minds are actually getting the better of Zeta here, despite Zeta getting the first picks. Benar just trying to contest a point, maybe die on point here. He's getting staggered, and Benar with a massive stagger. And Twisted Minds are going to get this first point. Twisted Minds going to get this first point. Violet commits to Catnap. Knife coming in with the Emre ult. And actually, it looks like Zeta was trying to contest that using the Emre and the Catnap. I imagine we see Knife switch over to Sojourn here. We've got... Okay, yes. Knife switching over to Sojourn. That makes more sense. I imagine Violet keeps the Cat. I mean, the Cat's good. I think Violet does get a bit aggressive sometimes. But I think Violet is very good at limit testing with Cat. He knows where his, limits are. Sometimes he does overstay it, but it's not very often we see that from Violet. So obviously, love to see the Cat from Violet here. Proper already building up another pulse, and Proper just finds Quartz. Proper just finds Astro right at the start of his fight. Proper's just finding 2. Amazing out of Proper, and that's just going to be the fight over instantly. We hype up Proper, but even so, I'd even argue that Proper's underrated, despite the amount of praise he gets for his play. Proper is the best tracer in the world, but the gap between him and second best is a canyon. It is an absolute canyon. Yubi goes down early to Knife. Knife really putting the fight to Quartz this series. After I glaze Proper, Proper does go down early. TVNT out of mech, possibly getting staggered here. Does seem to get staggered. Violet finding the kill onto Quartz. And 4 ultimates from Zeta here. TVNT switches back to Zarya. I imagine Zarya was originally to try counter his Diva, try get something going, because it just seems to be they cannot get past Banar's Diva. Diva. If you know, you know. Early B coming out from Funny Astro. They're looking for Benar here. Benar falling low. It looks like Benar might die if he doesn't get Nano. Can Shu get the Nano onto Benar? Benar survives despite overclock coming out from Knife. Finds Funny Astro. Does go down though. Trades from either team. But it seems like Zeta is going to get the best of him this fight. Knife going on to the Genji again. I mean, going back to the Sojourn. Possibly just dashing to get a quicker rollout.
looking in front. I mean, just players coming in every which direction.
Bernard is really making a difference on this diva.
Get comfy here on offense on Route 66. Sorry, here up on the
Only 2 ultimates coming out from Twisted Minds. And 2 ultimates from Zeta with proper building of a pulse bomb. Early overclock. Can he find value? They do get Bernard out of mech, but Quartz goes down. Knife also finding a kill onto Simple. And that's going to be the fight again. Possibly staggering TVNT here. In fact, they are going to stagger TVNT. That is quite a big stagger from Zeta Division. And just like that, we're looking at 30 seconds left of the game. With 3 ultimates coming from Zeta. 3 ultimates also from Twisted Minds. 2 of which, note, both the Pulse Bomb and the Grav can get eaten by Bernard. So let's see if Bernard can find a lot of value from his diva. Let's see if he can be the difference maker. And put the fight to DVNT. Knife falling very low. Does survive. Shu with the nano. We imagine Proper's looking for a pulse bomb here. Violet does go down early. The nano onto Proper. Can Proper get value here? Proper gets solo grabbed. Shu does find Funny Astro. Proper going down. 3v4 right now. Everyone from Zeta falling low, and it looks like Twisted are just going to take this fight. Shu is getting staggered as well. Looks like Zeta Division are going to have to hold this 3rd point here. Violet maybe looking for a contest here. That is one amazing thing about Zeta, is they do look for some really late contests, but often they make it work. He has got the catnap. Knife and Proper are back. Bernard's going to be back soon. Shu is going to be a bit late. But yes, instantly, start of the fight. Twisted find 2 amazing play from both of them. And in fact, the Zarya pick is so good, Bernard matches it. Bernard matches the Zarya pick. I wouldn't be surprised to see TVNT maybe even go into a Malga here. Seeing Bernard go into the Zarya. Proper with another early pick onto Yubi. And Violet with Astro. That's just a really quick fight win for Zeta. It seems to be when Zeta are taking these fights. They are very quick wins.
I mean, you also have, you know, Violet playing from this position, but Bernard switching over to the Zarya. I mean, you're
Violet is playing an amazing card.
As they get aggressive, I mean,
Proper with the pulse bomb. TVNT just a bubbles. He used 1. Yubi on the Reaper now. They find an early pick onto Quartz. An amazing pulse bomb from Proper. And that's going to be the fight already. They do commit nano there despite already having won the fight. But we are still going to see catnap and overclock from Zeta. Zeta going for the spawn hold here. You see what value they can find. Yubi over to the Tracer. Recognizes a Reaper, who's not going to find much value into the Zarya here. Early beat from Astro, but TVNT doesn't pick up the beat. TVNT could end up going down here. Knife, getting pressured by Yubi. TVNT finds Bernard, Proper finding Quartz. It seems like the picks are going the way of Twisted Minds here. And Twisted Minds take the fight. Both teams with Grav coming into this last fight. We are now in overtime. Shu does get staggered. It is only the Grav, possibly the Pulse Bomb for Twisted Minds, compared to Zeta with the Pulse Bomb and the Grav as well. Shu switching over to the Kiriko here to try and get back a bit faster and also offer a Suzu to deal with this Pulse Bomb and Grav. Yubi gets found with the Grav, and the Grav is huge by Bernard. Bernard does get caught. This is still winnable for Twisted Minds. Quartz finding 2, but Proper is on the point, and he's a menace, and he just cannot be stopped. And Zeta Division take map 6. TVNT hovering the Diva. It looks like Yubi is going to be bringing out his Symmetra again. People call Yubi the best Symmetra in the world for a reason. Map 6, we are off. Looks like Lucio Kiriko from Twisted Minds. I mean, pretty standard from Twisted Minds, what we know them for. And Zeta, looking like they're pulling out Ramatra here. Let's see if Ramatra can find the value it wants, which they do. They've already found Yubi, and it's such a quick first fight for Zeta. It's an extremely quick first fight. Shu is just the DPS, Anna. He's killing everyone. And Shu finds 3 in the first fight. Shu finds 3 in the first fight.
Take a look here from Shu's POV. Bio grenade there, pretty huge as soon as the pressure comes in. Here we go.
He doesn't miss a shot. He doesn't miss a shot. Right, next fight. Quartz is over on the Sojourn. I think he was anyway, actually. Let's see if this Ramatra can still get value. Obviously, Shu, a very important part of Zeta Division here. TNT was anti, falling low, and he's demech'd. The anti from Shu allows the demech onto TNT, and Shu's picking up another kill. And that's another fight over. These fights are very quick. Very quick for Zeta Division. It also means they're not getting as much time off the bank of Twisted Minds. So yes, they're winning the fights, but then do Twisted Minds get more fights? Proper, with a pulse bomb, we're looking at a cat tracer, which we've actually seen a lot of teams run. Try to put their tracer in and get a pulse bomb. Let's see if Proper can find anything. He's not even used a pulse bomb when he finds Quartz. And that's going to be what seems like another fight for Zeta. Twisted Minds just straight backing out. Quartz over on a Cassidy. Trying to deal with Violet here, probably. And Proper. Now we've got 5 ultimates from Zeta. 4 ultimates. In fact, 3 ultimates from Twisted Minds. Early rush from Simple. 2 ultimates coming from Zeta, but Proper. But Proper, if there's anyone who we call the best DPS in the world, it is Proper. Time after time, he shows up when it matters. Violet boops TVNT back onto the map, and TVNT obviously takes his hand off his keyboard, thinking he's dead. It is a beautiful boot from Violet to get that extra stagger onto TVNT, and already we're looking at a final fight for Twisted Minds here. Twisted Minds could be going out on their own map pick at the end of this series. 3 ultimates from Twisted Minds. Zeta, only with Overclock. They find Shu. Quartz finds Shu. But again, Zeta, these fights are so quick. These fights are so quick. TVNT falling off a map to reset, and Zeta are dominating on Iconwald. And no ultimates for Zeta Division. Quite a few for Twisted Minds. This is Twisted Minds' fight. Let's see what they can make happen here. Bernard already falling low. Knife dead. And Bernard dead. It looks like Twisted Minds are at least taking this past his first point. DaVinci does have to use Bomb here. He feels the need to use it. Bernard coming back on the Malga. Obviously trying to contest this. But they don't get the touch and Bernard dies. I imagine he switches back to the D.Va here. With obviously the Zarya ban being out of the question. Actually, a really good ban from Twisted Minds. Amazing anti from Shu, just to force Twisted Minds back a bit. I mean, Shu is just having a series. I mean, everyone from Zeta. We need to highlight Shu. We need to highlight Violet, Bernard, Proper, Knife. They are all having their the best individual moments we've seen this entire tournament. 2 support ults from Zeta, as well as a pulse bomb. Soon from Proper. We've got 2 DPS ults from Twisted Minds. Early wall from Yubi. Nano onto Bernard to keep him alive here. Not really finding value, and he's going to die anyway, as well as Violet. Quartz finds 2. Quartz has had a bit of a dry series so far. We've not seen much from Quartz. Knife in the hit scan duel. Knife has been winning out. I would say Knife has been the star of the hit scan players this series. But if there's ever a time for Quartz to show up, it is now. Violet dies, but does find a kill onto TVNT. And Zeta have the spawn advantage, so Twisted Minds is just going to back out. It's a pretty good kill from Violet. Despite dying, he knows they have the spawn advantage, and they can take advantage of that. We're seeing 4 ultimates for Twisted Minds. Proper misses a pulse bomb. No ultimates from Zeta here. They use their ults too fast, and now Twisted Minds are going to get... Should get a pretty easy fight here. Early rush. With Zeta just kite. And Shu finds Quartz. TVNT getting demech'd, and Shu finds 2 again. The DPS Ana. The best Ana in the world. He finds another. And he finds 3. That fight closes out another fight for them. Shu cannot be stopped. Shu cannot be stopped.
The only one playing really any Ana in this
Amazing aim onto Quartz. This guy is an Ana player, and he is out DPSing the best hit scan in the world. We're looking at a beat from Funny Astro straight away. UB down. And TVNT anti Nano onto Knife. Can Knife find value here? And already we've got 20 seconds of this. Looks like it's over for Twisted Minds. Can they even get a touch? I believe UB might be able to touch for point here, but it's going to be close. TVNT even going onto the ball trying to touch. I don't think anyone is going to have the touch here. The body block from Proper onto TVNT and from Violet. And they can't touch. Twisted Minds falling flat on the attack here. And Zeta looking good to close out the series. Proper is hovering the Reaper here. See if he sticks with it. Violet and shoot on the Lucio Kiriko. Not... It's a full rush comp from Zeta. Not conventional at all from Zeta. We do not usually see Zeta on this comp. Obviously wanting to prove against Twisted Minds they can match them on the rush. And they are the better rush team. Cat Malga being sent straight in. No Suzu from Simple. Falling Astro. Falling low. UB does get caught. But Bernard going down might be the bigger pick here. And Quartz onto Violet. You can't fault this guy. Proper needs to make sure he doesn't get staggered here, which he might do. Or Violet. Violet falling low and Violet gets caught. Huge stagger. Bernard switches over to Ramacho. We could actually be looking a Twisted Minds hold. We did see Zeta get a tick, but it shouldn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Let's see what Bernard can find of this Ramatra. Knife now going over to the Sojourn. I don't think the Reaper's going to be able to find much value against this Diva. Early rushes from both teams. But Quartz finds the early pick onto Proper already. Another pick from Quartz. He needs to keep this up if Twisted Minds are going to stay in this series. Bernard falling low. Can Twisted Minds pick up more kills here? Yes, they can. They kill Bernard. They kill Shu. And Twisted Minds stay in the series. 2 minutes left on the time bank for Zeta. Violet with a pick onto UB. Dragging him in. The Matrix comes out from TVNT, but it does not matter. They still find UB with the Symmetra ult. This could be huge. Bernard being cat altered. No, just cat dragged to point. Proper finds it onto Funny Astro. And it looks like this fight is probably going to go the way of Zeta. Yes, Bernard finds Simple. Quartz no ult with Violet diving him. Fight's over. The real question is, can Twisted Minds take advantage of this ridiculously oppressive high ground on the second point? We saw Zeta do it. We saw Zeta hold Twisted Minds. And also you can talk about attacker's advantage. Some people say it's a myth, some people say it's true, but Twisted Minds did attack first. So let's see if that makes a difference in this series. Ultimates coming from Zeta with Pulse Bomb and Annihilation. Proper looking like Sugar Free, sticking the tank. But Twisted Minds with both support ults. And the Diva Bomb. And obviously no follow up on that Pulse Bomb. Russia's coming out from Simple. Shu gets caught early. Quartz does go down. And it seems like Twisted Minds just taking the fight pretty easily. They only use one ultimate. They did, even despite losing Quartz early, their player who has been getting the first pick time and time again, they seem to win the fight. Bernard making the switch over to Diva to try contest this really oppressive high ground from Twisted Minds. But bearing in mind, he's playing against a Symmetra. He cannot Matrix that. He is going to get beamed a lot by UB. Violet and Shu, both with ultimates here. Funny Astro, gotta have a good beat here. Gotta have a good late beat. He gets the beat off. Does he? He didn't get the beat off. He got the beat cancelled by the cat ult. And Zeta win the fight. Funny Astro, Violet cancels Funny Astro's beat with the cat ult. Oh my god. That is a main support difference. Violet showing up. We are having every Zeta show up here. That is an Ajax. From Funny Astro. Bernard, demeched. Quartz does find the first pick. That's a huge pick from Quartz. And UB following it up. We've still got 3 ultimates coming from Twisted Minds. And none from Zeta. Violet finds Funny Astro, reinforcing this main support difference. But it isn't enough. Violet can't stagger here. Looks like he's looking for a bit of a back cap here. Trying to apply pressure to the point. Not realizing Quartz is there. Gets stuck on the pole. Violet needs to make sure he doesn't die here. Twisted Minds are going to be looking for him. He's got 5 ultimates coming back from Twisted Minds. Funny Astro, despite Ajaxing, has built up a beat extremely fast. But Knife gets the better of Quartz again. This hit scan difference has been the difference maker this match. Or this map specifically. And Twisted Minds even going to be able to touch the point with TVNT staggering. He uses the Demon Bomb Knife with another kill to Quartz, and that's going to be the series. That's going to be the series for Zeta Division. Violet takes his hand off his keyboard, thinking the series is done, but that is the series for Zeta Division, looking dominant all tournament. And they don't slow down against Twisted Minds. An amazing show from Zeta Division, everyone taking their map pick. Then we said, when the series went long, we thought Twisted Minds would take it. But Zeta closing out on Twisted Minds map pick. The Twisted Minds fans distraught. Obviously, the Zeta roster has seen championships in the past. We've got Krusty and Twilight, the coaches from San Francisco Shock, as well as Violet and Proper. Violet, the 2-time Overwatch League champion, winning yet another Grand Finals. YouTube, if you're watching this, make sure to like and subscribe. We are esports obsessed in this stream. You should join at twitch.tv /SAMUELLA_43 to watch us analyze and commentate more matches just like this. We look at the Valorant, we look at the Apex, but most importantly, we look at the Overwatch. And today is Zeta Division coming out on top. As I said, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out the Twitch. And I'll see you guys next time.